Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about online stuff and specifically your website. And I'd like to cover 5 problems with your website and how to fix them. Now the one thing I need to say right now is online is essential. A recent Nielsen survey, which you can find at http://www.nielsen.com, shows that 90% of people searching for restaurants on their mobile phones will visit one within 24 hours. And 64% of them will go within 1 hour. So what this means is that your website is massively important to getting new customers through your door. That being said, let's look at the 5 common mistakes that a lot of people in our community make and what you can do to fix them. The first mistake number 1, is not having a mobile-friendly website. So what exactly does mobile-friendly mean? Well, when you look at a website on your mobile phone, everything shrinks down, and unless your site's been made to be responsive, you're going to face one of 2 problems. Number 1, the site will be too small to read, so people won't bother, or the site will be too big to show properly on a mobile website. What I'm going to do now is show you a couple of examples of what a site could look like using the restaurant Goodman Restaurants as an example. Now, for your information, their site is actually really good and properly mobile enabled, so it's worth going out to check them out at www.goodmanrestaurants.com. So first off, let's look at a website on mobile where a site shrinks and is too small to read. And you can see when you look at this that you can barely make out what's actually on the page. You can see the book and table part, but generally you can't really read all the other bits about it, so it's not great. The second thing that can happen is the site does not shrink, so basically what you see is just a section of the website, and this really doesn't show us anything. In fact, it looks more like a butcher's than a restaurant, so you'd probably be straight out of there if you found that online. And the third example is actually the website that is mobile friendly, and you can see this is a really nice example where the menu is obvious at the top, it's very obvious what they are, and you can see how to book a table really easily. So this is a great example of a mobile friendly website. So as you can see, with the third option, it's the best for making a great user experience. So from your point of view, if you don't already have a mobile enabled website, then you need to get one. It sounds like a pretty obvious solution, but really there is no other option if you want to get the maximum number of people visiting you. Now, if you go along to Google and Google mobile enabled websites, you'll find quite a few options for people that can do that really easily and straightforwardly for you. And some of them actually require no human input other than you uploading your current website and then rejigging that for you on the fly. So go to Google mobile friendly websites and see what happens. Mistake number 2 is making it difficult for people to find your contact information. Last year, the Washington Post published an article called "The Problem with So Many Restaurant Websites," and in it, the author cites some things people hate and makes the point that what potential customers are looking for most of all is information, and specifically your location, your hours, your phone number, and your menu. Now, we're not going to name and shame here, but in a random selection of 20 restaurants from Southampton, UK, only 2 had key information like their contact details and hours on every page. And of the remaining 18, less than half made it obvious how to find this information. So a simple solution to this is, at a minimum, have your phone number, address and hours on every page. And you can do this by having it in the header or the footer, but preferably in the header or near the top, so it's immediately obvious to somebody using a mobile phone or any other device where to find you guys. Mistake number 3 is only providing a downloadable PDF menu. Really, sorry, this is such a big problem and costs restaurants and bars tens of thousands of dollars in lost revenue every year, and it really hacks me off. I think it's probably my biggest bugbear about restaurant websites. A large amount of your customers are going to access your website from their phone. Okay, and some phones don't allow PDFs, but more importantly, most people are uncomfortable downloading a PDF from a relatively strange website and then having to open it on their phone. On top of that, this takes time, and time is critical here. People do not want to spend long on your website. They are there to access information and make a decision quickly. So please make this easy for them. So your solution here is to actually have a good online menu. So just a page, which is a page of your website, not a PDF. I repeat, not a PDF, please, which has Clear menu items in bold, prices clearly shown, descriptions which are optional but actually can help if you're doing something interesting with your food, and also if you can avoid photos on your menu page for each item, then do. They're best left at other parts of your website. Mistake number 4 is offering no way to book online. Now, this doesn't apply to you if you're a drop-in restaurant and you don't accept bookings, but if you do take bookings, customers typically want to book, and most of them prefer to do this online rather than having to phone and speak to somebody. So offering this service will get you more customers through the door. And as an additional bonus, when you do this, you can capture their information, and this is another key strategy in building and growing a restaurant, is having customer information captured and recorded so you can follow up with them. And when they book online, you can do this in a very non-obtrusive way. So here's the solution. These days, it's incredibly easy to get online bookings in place on your website. Now, there are a number of services, some are paid and some are free, and here are 3 of the most popular websites. There's Bookatable, which I'm sure you've all heard of, OpenTable, very similar, and ResDiary. Now, as mentioned, there's going to be some outlay for these. ResDiary starter package is $49 a month for 150 bookings, but it's worthwhile considering how this could benefit you. If having online bookings gets you only an extra 30 covers a month, then you're going to see a positive return on investment. And given the fact that these platforms actively promote your restaurant as well, you should see that return. So definitely worth trying this out. Now, mistake number 5 is having an out-of-date website and or information on your website. Your website is your shopfront on the internet. Let me ask you a question. Would you leave your actual building in a state of disrepair with dirty plates on the tables and rotting food on the floor? Well, unfortunately, a great many of our community's websites are the online version of the dilapidated premises. You find so many websites that were built 7 or plus years ago, or worse still, actually restaurants that don't have a website. And you can tell that they've obviously just been cobbled together by someone's cousin or nephew who fancied a go at being a web designer. It's a fact that having a really bad website will stop potential customers giving you a chance. Now, what's really frustrating is it's now easier than ever to get a great looking website that works on mobiles and does everything you want without breaking the bank. So here's a solution. There are a growing number of self-service or DIY website builders in their marketplace which let you create and build your own website. Here's a few. There's Wix.com and here's Squarespace.com. Both really, really good. But ideally, get it done professionally if you can afford that. And actually, it may be a lot less expensive than you think. So in conclusion, if you're not already doing these things, please take your website really, really seriously. It can be a total game changer, and in fact almost invariably is when restaurants apply these 5 strategies. If you'd like to learn some more marketing strategies similar to these and others that you can start using right away, please check out my book, Double Your Covers, Restaurant Marketing Made Simple. There's a link below this. And please feel free to browse around my website as well, where you'll find other really useful articles and videos with explanations on how to market your restaurant. Thanks, and speak to you soon.